Okay, it is November 17th. It's 11:45 a.m., just about the afternoon on the East Coast right now in the United States. So I apologize if I have lag again. The last 2 days, YouTube's been giving me some lag, and I think I already see lag already happening. It says excellent connection, but you never know. Maybe it's time for me to get a new computer. Anyway, this is not supposed to be financial advice. Only use my information for entertainment purposes, and please do your own research. Whoops. And let's take a look at the charts real quick. So we're going to look at Bollinger Bands today, I think. So here we are looking at Million Token on the 3-day chart. And generally, if you're above this midline or if you're close to the top of the band of the Bollinger Bands, you're kind of like an sold territory. So if you break out of the Bollinger Bands like we did here, and we went up to almost $40, you're probably going to go back down in the Bollinger Bands. So it looks like we kind of bounced off near the midpoint on the 3-day chart, but there's not a lot of price action for Million Token for the 3 days. So let's go down to the daily chart. And on the daily chart, we're kind of like in the low part, and we got some support here on some of these lower moving averages, and we bounced up, which is good. But now we're hitting resistance at the midline and the 21 moving average on the daily. And if we zoom out, we were up in this upper channel. We broke out of it, and even the channel itself, we got rejected at the channel and these moving averages as well. Let's take a look on the 12-hour chart. 12-hour chart looking a little bearish. The midline's kind of going down, like rolling over. And on the 12-hour chart, we actually broke down below out of Bollinger Bands. That's when we kind of hit somewhere around $20. And man, the prices were all over the place. On the Binance Smart Chain for PancakeSwap, we hit just below $18. It was like $17 and change last night. And I got some on Polygon for like $19 and change yesterday. So it was a big surprise for me when I woke up and we were like at, $25, $26 at some point in today. But yeah, I mean, general trend is kind of going up, but now it looks like on the 12-hour chart, it's kind of rolling over a little bit. And let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. We're above the midline, which might suggest maybe we're in oversold territory. And we could still go up higher before we break out the Bollinger Bands, and then we could be back in the channel again. So, it just kind of depends upon what Bitcoin does. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. So this is the weekly chart of Bitcoin and with the Bollinger Bands. So real quick, here we are back 2015, 16, 2017, when we were in this big bull run. And every time we came approaching the top of the Bollinger Bands, and sometimes we peak out a little bit, we always seem to come back to the midpoint, this midline where the orange line is. So if Bitcoin is doing that again, and we broke out here in May of 2020, and we tested the top of the Bollinger Bands, came back down to the midline, and then just went crazy, right? And then when we retested the midline, we had like that 50% correction for Bitcoin. I think it was like 54%. So here we are now at the top of the Bollinger Bands, just peaked out a little bit. We could actually drop to the midline again, just like we did all the times back here. And let's just take a look at what the percentage drop that would be. So from the top of about 69,000 to the midline, it's saying it's about 28%. Let's see what happened back in November of 2017. So right here is November 6th, and these is the 1 week candles. Let's see what happened there. We'll take a percentage move on that. And so from the top of that candle in 1 week, we dropped 29.7%. Very similar to what we could be doing right now. So if we drop to that midline, as I just showed you a moment ago, that was about a 27% drop, and we had about a 28%, 29% drop just 4 years ago in the first week of November, and we're right now in the second week of November. And we didn't even come to the midline either. We just kept going up. I think I kind of got into Bitcoin right around here. I think the retail FOMO was just starting pretty much. I still kind of don't have that feeling that, retail FOMO is kind of starting right now. There's a couple of people I spoke with somebody earlier today at the dog park, and he was saying that he kind of hears cryptocurrency news more often now. But I don't think it's the FOMO that I had 4 years ago. So, yeah, if we come back down to this midline, that's like a $50,000 Bitcoin. But by the time we get down there, if we go down there slowly, maybe it might be 53. And I think Time Traveler, he's been saying for weeks now that we're going to go back down to 53,000. So you've got that scenario, but you also if we have a 30% correction, and then the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, weekly candles, can go up quite a lot. So that move would be 238%. So that's like a 3.4x of your money from, if we go down to 50,000. So that would be $150,000 Bitcoin plus. I'd be happy with that. So if we have that giant move up like that in the next 5 weeks, I don't think we're going to have a long 2022 extended bull market. But if we come down to this midline here, and we're at $50,000 Bitcoin, we could have a sucky Christmas if we go down there real slow, or come back down to the lower range of the Bollinger Band, like we did back here. We could break them through the midline and come down. It could be a sucky Christmas, but if in the high, in retrospect, or if that happens, if we have what feels like it could be a bad Christmas, then I think 2022 would be a very bullish year. I'm still thinking that I'm waiting to break out. Let's see now, where's that line? So here we were back in 2016, and we broke out, and then we had another breakout. I'm still waiting for that breakout from that first move, and we could be in it now. We'll just wait and see. And even that, if we tests at the top, so if we come back down to the lower channel there, that's a 24% drop. If we go back down to this lower channel, that's a 46% drop. It'll feel like a 50% drop. Or we could just take a move down to this moving average here, the 21 moving average, the yellow line. That's a 26% drop. So if we're gonna have a 26 to 30% drop of Bitcoin, I'm pretty sure that all the altcoins are gonna take a hit too. So I got one of my limit orders filled last night below $20. I've got a few more limit orders. I'm gonna sit on them right now, and if we have a correction of 20 or 30% for Bitcoin in the next week or two, I'm pretty sure my limit orders are going to get it filled, because people will want to sell their million token, I guess, and buy back cheaper. But that's just going to be money going from the weak hands to the strong hands. Because when I buy it, I'm not looking to sell unless I think there's going to be a blow off top or something. And right now, I can't tell if it's going to be in December or of this year, or December of next year, or maybe even the first quarter of next year. I just have to wait and see what the market's going to do. I think I saw that one day, November 16th, that was yesterday. Live VanEck Bitcoin Futures ETF is now trading. So I remember when Bitcoin's futures got launched in late 2017, it was, that December, that's, the second week of December, that's when Bitcoin started its bear market. It could have been because of the futures, or it could have just been part of the 4-year cycle. So I'm wondering if this futures launch is actually putting some selling pressure on Bitcoin. So I would just thought that looking at the Bollinger Bands on Bitcoin and million token would be something different today. We can come back down, test that midline like we normally do, And just keep in mind that we had that 30% correction in November of 2017, and here we are in 2021. So let's see what else we could talk about. The altcoins are kind of taking a hit. So this is on the 4-hour chart. No, this is on the daily chart, actually. Okay, daily chart. Yeah, we broke through the red line and the green line. This is the first time it looks like we're going to close below the green moving average. So I think this is a target. Maybe if we can come back down here at these lower levels. So if Bitcoin makes its 20 or 30% drop for mid-November, I think the alts are going to take a little bit of a beating more. So, what I was doing with Million Token was, this is the 4-hour chart. I look at the peak, local peaks. Like we were up here at almost $40. And down here, when we got close to $20, that's like a 47% discount. Like, literally almost 50% off. I can't pass that up. And then not just too long ago, we were up here at like almost $30. And then when we come down to $20, that's a 30% discount. I'm not going to pass that up. So yeah, 20% discount. I might buy a little bit, but 30%, I'll buy like most 30% discounts. 40% discount, most definitely, and anything more than that, as long as I think the project's good. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. I might go into how I did my Polygon limit orders at the end of this video, if that might help some people. So I'm at define.fi, million tokens at $23.28 on PancakeSwap. And then Polygon, it's at 24. Uniswap, it's also at 24.72. So I think things are looking really good right now, considering we're just yesterday below $20. And I see a lot of whales still buying, which I'll get into that also. So the million staking pool is at $6.4 million. But what's more interesting for me is, look at this. We are at 26.18%. It's still going up. And there's some rumors maybe that we might have some staking on Polygon. It would be nice if that is going to happen. I don't know if it is or if it's even possible. It's up to TechLead. Then I would like to stake on Polygon, just because you can move in money in and out and not have to worry about the gas fees so much, hopefully. But I was looking at the transaction fees, and it doesn't seem that bad, really. I'll look into that also. So TechLead has about 112,658 tokens left over. So you got to keep that in mind, that this staking can't last forever. And I think he's going through maybe like 1,000 a week, roughly. So what are we looking at here? Here's the staking right now. People come in and out. No, or is this a whale? I think this might be the whale. Man, I've got so many stuff here. This might be somebody's address. I think, yeah, for today, he bought 900 here, staked it. 807 tokens here 6 hours ago, staked it. Another 1,166 tokens, staked it. So here we got, this guy's just buying and staking it. So I think I actually had that on Twitter earlier. Let's take a look at my Twitter. My Twitter page, because I throw stuff up here and I can't remember every day I do this. So this is the chart on Binance Smart Chain, the PancakeSwap, where you can get trades filled for like 10 or 30 cents. Went down below $18, so that was a good thing. The only thing I can't buy it though, because you can't put limit orders on it. But it was down there at those low prices between, I don't know, $17.80 to like $19 for a while. But it was in the middle of the night in the United States, so. And I was working, so I wouldn't have been able to buy it anyway. That's why I'm basically on Polygon. And so even though I like to buy large buys, I would only now, I think I'm going to buy them on Uniswap if I have to buy in an uptrend, because the liquidity is better. But if I'm buying on a downtrend, like I'm just buying the dips, I could just set my limit orders on Polygon and have my orders get filled. Knowing what how many million token I want for the amount of money I want to spend, and not have to worry about, the transaction fees or the gas fees. Because you can get charged like $40 or more, whatever, on Uniswap, and you're kind of crossing your fingers, hoping your transaction, your swap's going to go through. And if it doesn't, then you're stuck paying those fees, which could have gotten you like 1 or 2 million token. I haven't had that happen to me recently, but I mean, if it has happened, and then you kind of like want to just increase that slippage, just so your order goes through. Because the more you want to buy, maybe you feel more inclined to increase the slippage. But then I just saw people get walloped on the bots. They got front run on the bots, and I can show that too. I think one person was buying. I think at the address I just showed, he got burgered twice. But on Polygon, it went down to just below $20 a couple of times, and I had a limit order. I think my first limit order was at $20.10. And this morning when I looked at what was executed, they actually filled it at $19.91. So I even got more million token than what I was even expecting on Polygon Network, which was kind of nice. And it was a 2 cents for the fee for the limit order. I looked into that also. Yeah, so this is in 6 days, the wallet bought like 5,255 tokens, which if you click on this link, shows up that address I had up a moment ago. He was just buying and staking. And I'm not sure if it was this address, but I know this is somebody that got burgered. You see a little bun here and a meat there. So yeah, he bought $12,000 worth of million token, but I guess the bot saw that order was coming through. The bot bought $12,800 worth, bringing the price up high, knowing that somebody was going to buy it, and then immediately sold right after that guy's, got his order through. That's what a burger is. And it was the same address, did it again down here, maybe moments before or hours before. But this is, just I think yesterday. So the first time the bot bought about $8,000 worth of million token, raising the price up, knowing that somebody was going to buy 12,000. Once that order got filled, the bot just sold, and the profit was, looks like $200. And anyway, so watch your slippage if you're on any exchange. Scrolling down, and yeah. So after I did my live stream yesterday, and yeah, and then I got my I had wired some money, and I took care of that, moving over to my wallet and then bridging it over to Polygon, setting up my limit prices, and then DCAing all over my, staggering my orders. Took me a while to do that. Then I see this bullish announcement from TechLead doing this million launch pad. I don't know too much about it. I know Carl was talking about his live stream, and he's got some experience with it, with launch pads. I have no experience with it. But I guess if if you want to partner with Million Token or TechLead, people that stake can earn certain tokens that could be beneficial for, whatever partnership that is. Maybe you could be the first to buy some other token or something. I'm not sure how it works, but if it's going to be on the Ethereum blockchain and you're going to get some other tokens for staking, if you're going to claim them, you're going to be paying those gas fees, which, might just be like $44 or something. I don't know how it's going to work out, but yeah, I'm still not sure what this is all about, but it sounds like he's trying to come up with some use cases for million tokens. So that's good. And Cash App is enabling Bitcoin Taproot addresses compatibility by December 1st. I'm not too sure what Taproot is, but it's good though. I think they've been trying to implement that for the past year. And just keep in mind, Million Token was $1 in January 1st, and even though we've dipped somewhat, just remember we're up a lot since July 1st for the people that are still holding or got in early. And yep, I think that's the news they're showing on my Twitter page. Plan B, so keep this in mind. He's been really accurate predicting the Bitcoin prices. His model is still predicting a $98,000 Bitcoin for November, which is it seems kind of hard to believe because we're at 60,000 right now, and we've got like 3 weeks left. So to go from a $60,000 Bitcoin to $98,000 Bitcoin in this month, we'll see. I'm not just it's just kind of hard to believe, but it's hard to argue with his forecasts. I mean, he's been spot on pretty much for the last several months. And if we have a $90,000 Bitcoin in November, I'll be even happy with that. He's predicting $135,000 December Bitcoin. We'll see. If that happens, I'll probably will dollar cost average out and see where it goes from there. If it keeps going up, I'll slowly dollar cost average in, but I don't think I'm going to ape in. And then if we have a sucky Christmas this year, so be it. That'll just make next year really bullish. And, that's how it goes. So keep in mind, if you like charting like I do, every year around Black Friday time, I get a 50% discount from TradingView. So I get the premium package, so I can save all my charts, and I get the the visibility on the volume charts or whatever. It's just something special for the premium users. Normally it's like, I don't know, $500 or $600 a year, but I think I've been paying $250. This year it might be $300, or maybe it was $280 last year. But it's usually 50% off on TradingView. So every year I renew and save 50% off. And I'll do that again this year. So just passing that along. Just Google Black Friday deals for TradingView if you're interested. Otherwise, you're going to be paying an arm and a leg if you miss this sale price. It only comes once a year. And I think that's all I needed to cover. I could cover a little bit about how I buy and set my prices on Polygon. And I don't see too many questions in chat. I see people saying hi to me. So I'm going to just go real quick into this quick swap interface. Let me just resize my windows real quick. Okay, so first thing I do when I want to, if I'm going to decide I'm going to actually put some orders on the Polygon, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to buy some ETH. And for me right now, it's just Coinbase. I know some people buy their Matic on crypto.com or wherever, and then they can easily and for low cost get that Matic on Polygon. And if you could do that, that's fine. I still haven't figured out. I haven't done that recently, but in the past I've had, either some fees from my bank charging me or a percentage of whatever of my Visa going to that. So I'm trying to avoid, high fees that way. But anyway, so yesterday, I wired some money, went to the bank, or actually I did it off my phone. I was waiting in the lobby of the bank, and I just couldn't wait any longer. I just pulled out my phone and just did the transfer on my phone and then just went back to my car. But yeah, so I wired some money. Cost me like $10 for Coinbase and $30 for my bank. But yeah, once I think 2 hours later, it hit my Coinbase account. I buy ETH, right? And I send that ETH to a wallet, usually a new wallet. I don't really want to, use the same wallets all the time. And then I'll bridge that over to Polygon. When I was going to bridge it, it gave me an estimate fee. It told me like it was going to be like an estimate of like $144. But when it finally went through, it was only like a $44 fee. And I think the last time I did it was even like $27. But for some reason, the gas fees for ETH have been somewhat reasonable. Still, it's a lot of money. I mean, you shouldn't be paying that much money for internet transactions. They should be pennies. But yeah, it's 44. It was a $44 fee, and I guess the way I can justify that is, well, it would probably cost me more than that just to do a swap on Uniswap. So, and I'm going to be doing multiple orders with limit orders on Polygon, where on Uniswap, if I did multiple orders on Uniswap trying to dollar cost average, I would get killed on fees. So the reason why I do ETH is because if you bridge over to Polygon, it's just a one transaction. Okay, so if I just transferred like USDC over into my wallet and then bridge USDC to Polygon, I'm gonna get hit with 2 transaction fees. So I get hit twice. And the Ethereum transfer to Polygon is cheaper than doing like the USDC. But I think it has to go from USDC converted to ETH, then convert that to USDC on Polygon. I'm not sure, but it's just cheaper if you're gonna do one transfer of ETH from Ethereum to the Polygon network. It's just a one transaction fee. So once I get that ETH bridged over to Polygon, it took me like 10 minutes. Usually it's about like 5 or 7 minutes, but I think as I was waiting, the gas fees were going up, so I had to wait a little longer. But yeah, it could be kind of nerve-wracking watching it take 10 minutes for your funds to go over to Polygon. But once it's there, it's there. And then once I have my ETH on Polygon, I'm going to convert that right back over to USDC. Or if, let's say, I need some Matic for either that address or another address, I'll convert maybe a little bit of that ETH to Matic, because if you have multiple Polygon addresses, you just need a little bit of Matic just to do your transactions. So if you're already on Polygon, you probably have some Matic in one of your addresses. Just transfer some of that Matic over to whatever address you're using for these transactions here, because you're going to need some Matic to do transactions on Polygon network, even if you're just going to convert your ETH to USDC. So the reason why I convert my ETH to USDC is because when I do my limit orders, when that order gets executed, I'm going to know what my cost basis is for the million token. It's all for tax reasons. And it's just a lot easier to do the limit orders, as I'm going to show you in a moment. So generally, like, I send a few $1,000s over when I want to do buys. But I'm not going to, if I'm going to do limit orders, I don't need to have one giant limit order. So let's say you had like $10,000, you could do like 10 orders of 1,000 or whatever. If you're doing $100, you can do, 10 orders of $10, whatever floats your boat. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, that I'm going to spend $500. And right now the million token price is like $25 or $24.72. But I don't want to pay that. I want the price to be lower. And according to my analysis, let's say I think that price should be $22. Okay. So, just create a spreadsheet and I'll walk you through it. So if I'm willing to spend $500 and I'm willing to pay $22 per MM, that means I should be getting 22.72 million token. Okay. So we're going to go back over here on the Polygon side, and we're going to change this USDC to 500, because this is just for our example here. Okay. In my spreadsheet, it's going to ask me for the current price and what the MM currently shows, which are these two figures right here, right? So I'm going to, fix that to what I see over there. So 5224. And this now says 20.2611. Okay. So now we're just using cross multiplication, right? We want 22.72 million token. We figured that out just from what we were talking about a moment ago. So you take that number times this upper number here and you divide it by 20.26. And it gives you this number. And this is the number that you want to put into right here. So let's do that. That would be 545476698. And there you go. it changes your amount to 22.7273, which is what I had right there. And I would do this for, my dollar cost averaging. I would stagger out my buys on the way down, hopefully I would buy more million token as the price drops. So, if it was $500 here at $22 and the price, I would say if it goes down to $20 and then I might want to buy $700 worth. That would means I would have 35 million token, and then I would just go through this whole process again. I would change this to $700, put these numbers in here, and then it'll tell me what to change the price to, and then that price, the amount of million token here would be 35. And I would do that 7-10 different times for 7 or 10 different orders. And it's good. It's really good. It costs 2 cents usually for the limit order fee. Cancel anytime you want. And just check on your orders the next day and try not to forget about it. Because if you forget about it, you might just forget about the address. But you could go back, log in with your wallet, and see whatever pending limit orders are still there. Or let's say the price gets away from you and you don't think it's ever going to come back down to $20, and now 2 weeks later it's at $40 or $50, and you can cancel those old limit orders and then just readjust. Yeah, it's real simple to do with the low fees on Polygon. It's just, yeah, I really don't want to be back on Ethereum blockchain with those fees, unless I have to go there to stake. Which, yeah, it's interesting. I'm gonna stake. I just don't know when. I don't. If I'm gonna, if the price drops a lot, like let's say we have that 30 or 40% correction in Bitcoin, and we have a really sucky Christmas, and million tokens back down at like $12 or whatever, because I think usually right around the second or third week of December are usually euphoric or really terrible. If they're really terrible, it's usually the best time to buy. And if that's what's going to happen, then I might sell some Bitcoin, because then I would pay less taxes, even though I'd be taking a hit. And then I can get another 1% supply of million token or more, and then just stake that, and then I could have my other half of million token and use that for like governance voting because I haven't sold in for like forever. But that's kind of really irrelevant right now. We haven't used the LionGov system in weeks since TechLead started his voting system, so it's not a priority for me. It's but I was looking at the numbers because if I stake, I can get like over 2,000 million token in a year, but I don't even know if this is going to last a year. But that would be like, today's prices of like $53,000 or more. And, TechLead, if he's going through 1,000 tokens a week, he's not going to give everything out. At least I wouldn't think he would. Maybe he would. I mean, he should at least keep like 100,000 tokens, right? So let's assume he's going to keep 100,000 tokens. That leaves like 12,658 tokens left over. He goes through 1,000 of those a week. That's 12 weeks or 3 months left of staking, if he wants to keep 100,000 of his tokens. But we'll see what happens. I think if he could extend the staking for another 3 months would be nice, because if we had that blow off top in December or January and we start a 1-year bear market, people aren't really going to care too much about the staking at that point. And yeah, that's the thing with the staking, man. When that runs out, I do have some fears that people are going to just cash out. They're like, well, I bought million token to stake knowing that I can get free million token out of it. Took that into consideration. Not that staking has stopped. A certain percentage of the people will just sell. And I would think if we have like these blow off tops, then we could have a larger percentage of people just sell that were staking, which would be unfortunate. But some people might get trapped into staking because they won't want to get out, even though the the alt season might be, topping out. So if Bitcoin does what it did in 2017, it'll top out mid-December, and then the alts have another 3 or 4 weeks to run. So second or third week of January, it could be a blow off top. But we'll just wait and see what happens. There'll be a lot of things to watch for that. Okay, I'll look at the chats real quick. Let's see. And I guess I can close out the Polygon. Or I could just swing this back up here, I suppose. Where was that other one? Okay, let's see what we have in chat. I should hide that. Give me 1 second. Yeah. I didn't want that showing there the whole time, but I must have hit a key or something. So James Huckle says, thanks for talking us through the quick swap stuff. It totally makes sense if you're trying to buy, less than 10K worth of, yeah. It's if you're yeah, thank you. And hi everybody in the chat. Yeah, if you're buying the dips, yeah, Polygon is the way to go. I think there's still quite a few people and holders on PancakeSwap. I guess they're used to it, but the fees are cheaper and you have limit orders on Polygon. So if you're on PancakeSwap and never tried Polygon, you should at least try it. I don't think you're going to go back to PancakeSwap, but it's good to be on both because we showed earlier on my Twitter page how the prices are all over the place. Even on Polygon, the price went up to like $30 real quickly and then start coming down. So if you were on all 3 platforms or 4 platforms like Uniswap, PancakeSwap, Polygon, and Gate.io. I think those are the main ones. If you've got funds on all those exchanges, now you could be buying and selling on one part and then buying and selling on another to kind of even out. That's what was kind of happening when that one whale pushed the price up like 30% a day. You could have sold some million token on Uniswap where the price was really high, and then buy on like Gate.io or wherever else. But you wouldn't want to be like selling it and then moving those funds, bridging it and all that. You need to have your funds in place. You need to have like some USDC on and million token on all those exchanges. So you're ready to buy and sell at a moment's notice. So if you sell, 50 million token on Uniswap, maybe you could buy like 60 or 70 million tokens somewhere else for the same price. So that way you always, have more million token. Oh, Bebo's here. How you doing, Bebo? Yeah. Bebo, please stop front running us slow pokes. Yeah, Bebo, I saw your comment on Discord that you aped in. I guess you put in your 25K. But I see you buying and staking though. I'm still dragging my feet on staking. I don't want to, if I stake my tokens now, I'll be giving up a lot in the LineGov system, but that's not really that important to me right now. Speaking about staking, Carl was saying some new stuff yesterday on his live stream that maybe he'll just give out some more commons to the top, 5 or 10 stakeholders. I'm sure whatever he comes up with is going to be good. I mean, he's trying to make it fair and fun for everyone. And I can't speak for all the whales, but I got addresses up there on the top for the staking, and I don't have any issues with what he's trying to do. Oh, Bibo says, I have one last 25K left to put in a big chunk. Okay. Interesting. So I kind of feel like a million token, it could push a little higher, but I feel like we can go back lower to at least test, $22, $23. I mean, we haven't even really begun to hit this top of this channel yet. And on the 12-hour chart, the more time frame, You know, Bitcoin's still showing weakness. I think. I mean, we're struggling to break above 60,000. Oh, here's another thing I noticed too. So, because I have no life and I just like playing with numbers. So, Million Token in this channel here, right, from like mid October to where we are now. We had a pretty good run, right? So, if you go to mid October to where we are now, it's like an 80% increase in price. Just not even including this blow off top here to $40. So, this general trend is an 80% increase from mid October. If you did that with Bitcoin, it's like 30% or less. So yeah, here's mid October. This is the trend line. And here's another trend line. This cyan color line right here. I know it's hard to see. That was like a 30% increase, where Million Token did an 80% increase. And I think a lot of it has to do with that staking program that Tech Lead is doing, because you're just getting free money. And it's better than money. It's a hard asset. It's a limited, scarce supply. And then this red and green is another linear regression, and that slope's not even as it's not even a 30%. It could be like a 20% gain, where at the same time period, Million Token gave you 80% gain. So yeah, we'll see. If we don't come back below $20 and I don't get my limit orders filled, I'm happy. But yeah, Bitcoin had, what was the correction? Let me read from 69,000 to where we are now. It doesn't seem like it's been a big correction. Let's see now, from here to here, that's like a 15% correction. That's like nothing. I would think that we can, at least come back down to, there's that $53,000 again right here. Every time I see $53,000, I keep thinking of Time Traveler. Now, if we go down to $53,000 from 69,000, that's a price correction of about 22%. And that's not even a whole lot for Bitcoin, really. If you go down to the bottom of the channel here, that's more like a 30% correction. And we had a 27 or 28% correction in November of 2017 that I showed in the beginning of the stream. So the potential for a correction is still there. And on this 12-hour for Million Token, it's kind of rolling over. We've gotten resistance here. So it doesn't take many whales to push the price up. One whale puts it up in 30% in literally minutes. And then we had that price correction in Bitcoin, which didn't help. And then now we're at where we are now. But man, there's a strong support at $20 for Million Token. If we break below $20, it would have to take something like Bitcoin coming down, to the low 50s. I would think. I think the diamond hands are left. But that's just my opinion. I don't, it's not financial advice. So Contact says we just got bridged to Harmony. Yeah. I talked about that I think yesterday. Harmony, what was the other one? Near Protocol with the Rainbow Bridge. That's been out for a while, I believe, actually. Bebo says, I'm going to make sure we don't reverse into a bearish trend. Yeah, I really, at this point, I don't fight the market anymore. There's always enough people out there that if the masses want to sell, I don't think it matters how many whales there are. But this is a small community. Hold the line, Bebo. Good luck with that. If it breaks, I'll be down there lower. But I'm not going too much lower. I've got some limit orders. I can't tell people where I'm buying, because you guys are going to just put your orders above mine. But you can look at the chart, right? So if you're doing your limit orders, I'm going to just kind of eyeball this. I guess I can't do it that way. But if we're at $24 now. You can say, you could just pull out a chart and say, well, I don't think we're going to come down here, but you just start putting these lines down on your chart, right? Like here maybe, and you do that for each limit order you want to do. And then you go to the right and you just, write these limit orders down and how much you want to put in, put that in your spreadsheet, go to quit swap, hit limit order, click buy, and then just put your numbers in. And I wish they would make it easier to put those limit orders in. You shouldn't have to use a spreadsheet and put all those decimal points in there to get it just right. So Troy says the ETH gas fee is what's holding us. If the gas fee were to be like in July, 1,000 per mm easy. And then James Huckle says, yes, Bebo, a $3 pump during these times could be worth a 100 pump in the future, as we keep the chart trending higher and people happy. It says 12-hour RSI is almost exactly 50. We may never see $20 again. Yeah, that could be true. I don't have any limit orders above $20, so it's got to be back below $20 for me to buy some more. And I think that's only going to happen if we have a 30 or 40% correction in Bitcoin. So we've had a 15% correction. Maybe we go down another 15% more. Like if we have that $53,000 Bitcoin, I'm pretty sure a million tokens is not going to be at $20. But the people that are going to be buying are going to be the people in the community with the wallets that have been buying already. Techly just tweet that he just added Harmony Network. Yep. Hello, big boss. White Otis says. And then some message was redacted. Tim doesn't trust us. Let's front run him. Yeah, I really don't care if you front run me. I care to some degree, but I don't think it really makes that much of a difference. I'm not buying like another $200,000 at once like I did back in July. I got in early, did that. Yeah, Tim, we know you're holding the line at $20 to $20. Don't worry. Tim's limit order $19. Well, I got some at $19 yesterday, but I'm not going to do like $20, $19.50, $19.25, $19. I'm going to stagger them, at percentage wise. And then if it drops down to my next order, I'll buy more than 1,000. I'll buy like 2,000. And then if it hits my next order, I'll buy, $3,000 worth. But, you've got to be, I'm happy where my bags are right now. And, yeah, I'm happy when the price drops because then I get to buy. And I'm happy when the price rises because I just sit back and enjoy the ride. So generally I'm happy. I try not to be greedy. If I get greedy, then you start chasing these price pumps. Should there be a concern that we don't have new wallets coming in? Yeah, I think I've discussed that before. I know Time Traveler wants new wallets. When it comes to new wallets, you have to have the security and the trusts. And right now, I think I have a lot of trust with the Trezor wallets, although they have issues with, using OpenSea. He says, I figured new wallets come in when there is FOMO. FOMO comes when pumping. Yeah, I tell you, if you want a hardware wallet though, when the FOMO comes, they're gonna go up in price like 2 or 3x. I remember seeing that happen already in late 2017 when the early first generation wallets came out, and they're hard to come by. They're sell out. So I've got several hardware wallets, even though you don't really need several of them. It's good to have at least have one backup hardware wallet for each one, just in case something happens, like, something flunky happens when you're trying to upgrade the firmware or something, or it gets damaged and you don't want to have to, order another one and then wait for it to come in the mail. And so I'd say if you have one hardware wallet, at least try to at least have a backup. And then each hardware wallet, you could have, multiple addresses for each device. You don't have to have a device for each address, which I kind of thought of a while ago for some reason. I don't know why. But you could have more than one seed phrase for a wallet too, but you don't even need to do that. You could just have like a separate password on your wallet for each account. That just makes it really simple with one seed phrase. Anyway, I'm going back to the chat right now. My bag is literally 3x than my goal. That's good, Bebo. Oh, yeah. So Contact says, new holders, new people buying MM. Yeah, I still don't really see new people buying. There was a link on, I think it was one of those Dune Analytics. Carl covered it yesterday on his live stream. It showed the new people and the old people that are buying. And right now, the people that are buying are basically the people that are already here. But the it's going to be hard getting new people. I think the main thing that's going to drive new people in is, just the FOMO price of Million Token. If that happens, the retail will come. But you've got all that negativity on YouTube, people searching for Million Token, and the early days of people didn't understand it, calling it a scam, and they don't know better. It's going to be hard converting some of those people to believe in the project, I think. But we've got Carl with his lionrun.io and his NFTs and new content creators on YouTube. I like the graphics now on the milliontoken.org with the new logos and stuff. I see new graphics every day on Twitter also. So things are coming along good. And we've got new tutorials that seem to be coming out constantly from Tyrell, I believe. And I haven't even had time to do that. I'd like to see tutorials on how to buy on Solana if that hasn't been done yet. It could be already there. But, I'm not even sure how useful that is, because most of the liquidity, if you're buying and selling, are on those exchanges I've already mentioned in this video. So we got 13 viewers today. That's pretty good. New wallets, I think, means new holders. Yeah, to some degree. Yep. New people aren't coming in because people still think we are a scam. Yeah, I kind of agree with that, Balls Deep. Again, I'm hoping that, like I showed earlier, from mid-October to now, Million Token's up 80%, when Bitcoin's up like 20 or 30%. So if we can continue to do that, if we have an extended bull run in 2022, I think Million Token can show that, and then people will pick up on Million Token. So, maybe one of these people, maybe it's me, needs to do a video kind of addressing again why Million Token is not a scam. I'm not sure if I'm the guy to do it, but maybe I am. I know people were trying to put pressure on CoffeeZilla to make an apology or something like that. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think what we just got to do is the community's got to just prove ourselves with the price of Million Token. That's why I'm only buying when it goes down. I don't need to buy when it goes up, because you guys are doing good. If the price goes down, 30 or 40% or more, I'll be there buying it up. Unless I'm out of money, but I've been buying all the dips. But yeah, I even have more money coming in next week. And I got a Christmas bonus in December also, which I don't like to count on that every year, but I do get one every year, which is a nice chunk of money that I could put in Million Token. We'll just see how it goes. I still don't feel that the FOMO is here yet. It should be here though. It should be here in mid-November to December if we're gonna have that 3x move with the crypto market. We'll see. It just seems like we went from like $1,000 to $20,000 very quickly in 2017, and we really need a spot Bitcoin ETF. I mean, if they approve that, then things are going to go crazy. But I don't think anyone's going to get approved until Grayscale gets approved first, because they have like 4% of the whole Bitcoin supply. So if any Bitcoin ETF spot gets approved first, it's got to be Grayscale. Because if they're not going to get approved first, then people are going to just cash out of Grayscale, right? And then they're going to go into fund the cheapest Bitcoin ETF spot there is. And then, that's not fair for Grayscale. They've been piggybacking, Bitcoin for institution for years. So I would like to see that happen first. And then also that 2% management fee should get dropped from Grayscale. Because as soon as they get approved, I would think, given Grayscale enough time to get organized, converting their Grayscale Bitcoin Trust Fund into an ETF, they've got to convert that. Once that's all done, then the SEC can approve other spot Bitcoin ETFs. But I know they really don't want to do that, because if they have spot ETF gets approved, that means they actually have to buy the actual Bitcoin. It's not like futures, or it's not derivatives. It's not paper Bitcoin. It's actual Bitcoin that they have to hold. And that's just going to create, that if that happens soon, like in November or December, then we'll definitely have another year of bull run, I would think. And then the institutionals will buy it up for a whole year, overextend the price just so they could crash it and short it the following year, like they did in, the end of 2017. Okay, I'm going to go back to chat and see what's here. Yeah. Troy says, yeah, I can't believe some people buy the cheap coins and can't appreciate MM. I mean, it's just human nature. People want more tokens for a buck, unfortunately, but those type of coins don't generally, last. But if you look at the number of holders of like Shiba Inu, that's going up exponentially. So that's always a good driving force. And I saw this chart. I think it was on the I forgot what it's called, Million Whale Telegram group. I think you have to have 500 tokens. I pop my head in there every so often, and there was a chart about the Shiba Inu, holders are going up exponentially, but the million token holders are not going up exponentially. They might even be going down. We've been at $17,000 holders or wallet addresses for a while now. So when we start seeing those numbers go up high, that'll be a sign that retail's here. Someone should tell tech lead Carlos sold. I'm sure he knows. I heard that he sold at $13, but that's just hearsay. I did not look into any wallets. So volume on Raydium is less than $1,000 for now. I think that's the Solana network, right? Raydium sounds familiar. Oh, I forgot to mention in QuickSwap, another reason why I put all my limit orders in USDC is because it's a stable coin, right? If you're gonna put a limit order in like Matic or Ethereum, then you're gonna have two moving variables. You're gonna have, it just gets more complicated. And also trying to figure out your cost basis could be more complicated too. You have to figure out what the price of Matic or Ethereum was at the token. So you have to go to your charts, figure out all that. That's a pain in the butt. Just convert your Ethereum back to USDC after you do the bridge, and just put your limit orders in with USDC. It's just so much easier. Say Santos says we could develop a pancake swap like lottery concept where a 10% percentage would be allocated a stake pool. Just an idea. Not sure how that would work. Says RO3 Lion says, "Hi Tim, I finally caught a live chat." Yep, I do it throughout the time. Usually right around 11 a.m. to like 2 p.m. Eastern time. I try to do one if there's some news or if I just think of something. Thanks again for these great streams. Christmas can happen next year. This year, let it be a million season. Yeah. Yeah, I never even know what I'm going to talk about. I just look at YouTube a little bit and then Twitter, and I think if there's enough to talk about, I'll talk about it. A couple of days ago, I think the talk was people were kind of over leveraged, and those people are going to get liquidated, bringing the price down. George from Cryptos R Us was saying how, tokens are coming off the exchanges, Bitcoin and Ethereum, in massive amounts. So I'm thinking like, well, how does that correlate to the price being low? Because if the stuff's coming off the exchanges, why is the price dropping? And I'm not sure. It's probably whale games, but I know whales are buying, according to George from Cryptos R Us. And I'm not. I sometimes I just don't even need the reasons. I just look at the charts. If we had a 30% drop in November of 2017. And we're right now in 2021, and we had a 15% drop. We could drop lower. It just, history repeats. So, but yeah, I just dollar cost average. I buy the dips and hold. It's just so less stressful that way. Especially if you've been in it for a few years. If you're underwater, hey, I know how it feels. I was underwater for like a year and a half or more before I was turning a profit. But once the price goes above your break-even point, you'll probably have dips going back below it. I had many times, but eventually, once you 2x or 3x your money, you can handle these dips a lot easier. And I said that, in the early videos, I said, you buy a million token at $12, it's going to be a lot easier to handle the dips later on. So Canadian spot Bitcoin ETFs have been live since March. Yep, I remember that. Eligible for tax-free accounts too. Yeah, I mean, United States is really missing out not having a Bitcoin ETF. They just, the whole thing's rigged. It's not really helping the little guy. I mean, I've got tax-free investments in Grayscale through my IRA, but I'm paying a 2% management fee. I know that's a lot. Anything over 1% is a lot. But because I could keep my Roth IRA and have it still invested in Bitcoin, and Bitcoin gives you an average of like 200% gains a year. And I could sell in December if I think we're going to have a blow off top and I won't get hit with taxes. And then, if let's say we go to, $150,000 or $300,000 and I could sell there, and then we have an 84% drop to $40,000 or $60,000 Bitcoin, I could buy back up and not have to worry about any tax implications with my Grayscale IRA. So yeah, it's worth a 2% fee, but hopefully they're going to get rid of that with the hopefully. When are they going to get approved? I don't know when they're going to get approved, but I'm trying to remember. I think James from Invest Answers, he had covered this about a week ago in one of his streams, how, they should be the first. I'm trying to remember if it was in November or February. One of those 2 months. I can't remember. I'm sure it'll pop up on my Twitter feed when they're supposed to get either approved or denied. I really don't. I know they're going to try to deny every spot Bitcoin ETF because, like I said, if once it gets approved in America, it's just going to go crazy for the they're going to have to buy Bitcoin. Anyway. Bibo says TechLead's Launchpad programs for influencers will launch to the stars. Yeah, I don't know the details about his Launchpad, but it sounds like Carl has a pretty good handle on it. I'm still, even after I heard Carl's talk, I need to see it implemented. If it, when something happens, and then I'll figure out what to do. But if it gets implemented, that could also encourage more million token holders to actually want to stake, like, people like me. And if it's going to be on the Polygon network, then you're going to have even more people that are gonna want to stake. People will be like moving their million token off of even like Binance Smart Chain over to Polygon Network just to stake to get into whatever these other partnership programs are. But maybe if he can get it on the Polygon Network to stake, I'm sure he can probably do the same technology on Binance Smart Chain. Maybe, I think he should focus on the Polygon Network right now, just because the fees are cheaper. But I mean, I know they're cheap on Binance Smart Chain too. But anyway, it's good to be on all the networks. I know I'm on Ethereum, I'm on PancakeSwap, and I'm on QuickSwap. Took me a while to get on PancakeSwap though. But then I had that somebody in the community helped me. But I had BNB on my Trust wallet on my phone, and it was just sitting there doing nothing. And I don't like having crypto on my phone anyway. I'm like, I'm just going to convert it to Binance Smart Chain and transfer that to a MetaMask wallet and just do the PancakeSwap thing. So it worked out good. This is Dune Analytics. You should check it out. Yeah, I checked it out earlier today. There's some good stuff there. I think there's 39% are diamond holders' hands or whatever. Somewhere in those analytics, it can get kind of confusing. But yeah, I don't know what the definition is for diamond hands, but if 39% of the people aren't selling, that's amazing. Although it's not amazing if I'm trying to buy the dip though. Says, I hope Lion Run brings in more holders once it launches. Yeah, any use case really. is on Harmony. Yes, it should be. I saw the bridge for it on TechLead's wallet. That and Near Protocol with the Rainbow Bridge. I looked into some of that on YouTube. It was about 2 weeks ago, I think it was. And it's just really no different to me than like Polygon Network. It's just another staking / low fees, bridge thing. Cordy says, what's up? Missed the whole stream. Just watch the replay. I don't know if it's going to have a lag or not. But I can't help that. I don't know why these last 2 days there was a lot of lag. It says, I hope TL reduces the APY for staking so it could last longer. Yeah, that might be something that he might consider doing. I know it looks really good though. Like if you're trying to attract new investors, having a APY of 18 or 19% looks attractive. For some reason, if you just see like 5% APY, it might not attract new investors. But they don't understand that what they're getting is the actual hard limited asset there is. So, I mean, like I'm looking at those numbers and like if I'm giving up 2,000 plus tokens a year, if it even lasts a year, which I don't think it would. I mean, I would rather just buy, $50,000 or $60,000 worth of million token today and not worry about it. So how dollar cost averaging or whatever, but I don't want to take a big hit on taxes for Bitcoin though. I would have to sell Bitcoin to do that. We'll see. Like if these Bollinger Bands, if the Bollinger Band, let's see now, what would it have to do? It'd have to be on like the weekly. And I can't even show Bollinger Bands on the weekly for million token chart because there's not enough information. But let's say on the 3-day chart, and the price is way down here at the bottom end of the Bollinger Band. And Bitcoin, let's say, where's my Bitcoin Bollinger Bands? I'll put this on the 3-day chart too. Or maybe on the weekly chart. And Bitcoin was way up here on the high end, then I would consider maybe Bitcoin's over price and million tokens underpriced, and then I might cash out some Bitcoin. I know it'd have to, we'd have to have much lower prices for million token. Let's see now. Well, I'll cross that bridge when I think it happens. But right now, $24 million token. I mean, people should be fairly happy. I think we had a big run up, had a correction. Overall, it looks pretty good. It didn't look so good yesterday, though, right? We were down here. We were going down since, let's say, November 7th. So 10 days, we were basically going straight down. And now we have a pretty good strong day here. Let me put this on the Heikin-Ashi candles. I always like doing this. This is our first good day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candles. Had an indecisive candle here on the daily chart. I don't know. I still feel like it's somewhat bearish. Let's try to at least break these moving averages, the 21 moving average on the daily chart, and get back in this channel up here, and then I'll start feeling bullish again. So for now, I'm keeping my limit orders on Polygon, and if they fill, they fill, and I'll be happy. And I'll be putting more money on Polygon next week probably too. Okay, so what else is in the chat? Yeah, Ballsdeep says even a 5% APY would be nice. That still beats the bank account. Exactly. Not only that, but you're getting that rare asset. Like the 0.02% you get at your bank is you're getting fiat money. You know that's depreciating at what, 10, 20% a year sometimes, depending upon what you want to buy. Midi says, so in a nutshell, what's to be expected? If you're talking about the price of million token, I'm still short-term bearish to some degree. But yeah, Bitcoin's still struggling. Yeah, it's just, this is like a no trade zone for me. Well, I don't trade anyway. It's a wait and see for me, or just dollar cost average. Everybody's different. I already have these giant bags of million tokens, so I'll buy if the price goes lower. If it goes to 19, 18, 17, $16, I'll be there buying, at each, price difference. And if it goes, crazy at like $12, and then somebody just, remind me, hey, million tokens at $12, how about cashing out some Bitcoin? And then I'll take it under advisement at that point. But overall, I think the whales that have been buying million token, they're holding and they're staking, so they're not selling. I said, so Contact says, I hope we get Huobi.com before TechLead staking runs out. Yeah, if we get KuCoin or Huobi listing or some other exchange listing, that should be good. I mean, we're already on Gate.io, so that's helpful, and ZT Global. True, it's good for marketing 100%, but I don't think 20% is sustainable over the long term. We may only have it for 120 days. Yeah, I agree. I think we might have it for like 12 weeks or 3 months if TechLead keeps his 100,000 million token. It's reasonable to expect that he's going to keep some stash. But it's good that he's giving some of it out too as a kind of an early Christmas present. Usually, though, in macroeconomics and when I see countries give out free money, it's usually not a good thing because they just spend it. But hopefully the community is smarter than that. But never know. Cordy says, I'm super bullish after that 6 to 7,000 million whale sold out the other day. Some whale bought like just recently thousands of tokens and just staked them. So I'll migrate to a central exchange, fee funded earning if we want APY. You have to go to TechLead's staking pool. You know that. So, yeah, it's definitely centralized. But there hasn't been any problems with staking as far as I know. And I think even the Simba hacker is in there staking as well. And he seems to be running, everything seems to be going okay. So we all migrate to, I already just said that. Corey says all his coins got absorbed. I don't think there's enough sell pressure for sub 20 at this point. At this very point, yes, but if Bitcoin goes down to the low 50s, I think you're going to see that sell pressure. Like, I'll be surprised if we're still above $20 per million token if we go breaking below $55,000 for Bitcoin. That's why I look at the Bitcoin chart. I use it as a gauge. If Bitcoin breaks out up here, like right now, if you look real close, we might be trying to find support right here on this line. And then if we go back in this upper channel here, that'll be really good. It kind of looks like it's doing that now, but if we have that 30% correction, we can come back down and maybe test the bottom part of this channel. I don't think we're going to come back down here to this lower part. The only reason why we're below here is because of that whole COVID-19 March 2020. Talking about that guy that sold all at $38. Yeah, I can't. My mind doesn't even go back that far. This, $38. And we're talking about up here. Must have been up here. Yeah, what was that story? Yeah, I can't even remember. I'm not even sure why we pumped up like that. That was in late October. That was probably right after the announcement of the staking pool. So I think the staking pool was somewhere around October 26th or around here. We started putting these bullish candles in, and then it just did that parabolic move. And then I forgot the story of what happened here, why we came down. Was it one whale that you're saying that sold a lot? But look how far we're out of the Bollinger Bands we were. We were like way out. 57% outside of the Bollinger Bands. So it was the right move to sell. But, that's just, I didn't get in this to try to trade the market. But yeah, it was a good move, I guess, as if they sold and they were able to get back cheaper. So Balls Deep says, LOL, the Simba hacker is staking. Maybe that was his plan all along. Kill Simba to get TechLead to do staking. Yeah, TechLead stepped in to do the staking because nobody else was doing it right. I mean, he's really the only guy that can do it because he had all the foundation tokens, the 15% supply. And I don't know if he's got other tokens that he's using for liquidity as well. I don't know how that whole thing works out. But, maybe he's got some other plan. Maybe his tokens and the liquidity, he might get sold at the peak, and then he can buy back cheaper when it drops 90% in a bear market, and then he'll have that whole liquidity and more tokens for staking later. Who knows? Probably wouldn't be a good idea, though, if we found out that he sold, because it would just look bad. So I think he's under a lot of pressure not to sell. Okay, I think that covers everything. My gosh, my desk is such a mess. This is why I don't do live streams with the camera. Because my God, my place is an absolute mess. Anyway, I think I'll call it quits there, guys. And I'll do this when I see something new in the charts or something new to talk about. Talk to you later. Bye.